It can be one of the pressures. I did mention it in my presentation before, that things like an arms embargo or a no-fly zone can constitute sufficient pressure on the NIF regime so as to accept a just and fair political settlement. So the answer to that is yes. The idea is good of a no-fly zone, and it would help. Whether it can be instituted, whether it can happen, this is something else. It depends on lots of international politics, and we'll continue to pursue that. Stephen talked about the offensive. The last offensive on Juba was in 1992. He's asking what is going on. Why has there been no another offensive on Juba? I agree with you. Let us organize the 7th Front, and you contribute. And you contribute logistics so that we capture Juba. Most of most of our logistics comes from Bashir. Bashir is our biggest quartermaster general. We capture material from him. We have more than 2 battalions of tanks, for example, T-55 tanks, and we have never bought any tank from outside or be given from outside. We captured this. Let us take one Dababa Wahid, Muslim. In order to put one tank in battle, you need 5 drums of fuel, diesel fuel. You are talking about logistics, Stephen. You need 5 drums of fuel, which is 1,000 liters. That's just one tank. If you have 30 tanks in battle, then you need 30,000 liters just for that one battle. This is an example of how expensive the war can be, and so it needs your contributions. Let us organize the 7th Front, and you contribute and help in the liberation process. Otherwise, maybe a silent question that is not asked is, how is the war going on? Maybe that's what you are driving at. No, on our side, the war is going on fine. We have, since 1992, we have established 2 more fronts. You know, in 1992, we had lost Southern Blue Nile, as you will recall. We had lost Kurmuk and Gaysan. But in 1996, we were able to regain Kurmuk and Gaysan. In 1995, we established the Eastern Front. And so that's our 6th front now. And they are the 6 fronts which I talked about before. Our people sometimes are, they think that it is by capturing places that the war is going well. But to maintain the areas we have captured is itself victory. Since 1992, from what you said before, the corollary to your question is that the government has not taken any place from us. They only took Raja, which we took recently in June last year. They took it in October. Otherwise, all the places in 1992, it is the SPLM that has been on the offensive. We also are consolidating the NDA. There is no way that the government can defeat the SPLA and the NDA forces, because we stretch from Nimali in the southern border all the way to Port Sudan. This is a frontage of about 2,000 kilometers. And there is no government that can defeat guerrilla units operating in this wide and vast area, the areas which we control. We have gone a long way, and we have opened up this track 3, peace through development. That is an indication of the confidence that we have to be able to do development even while the war continues. In January of this year, Claire Short, the British Overseas Minister for Development, came to visit me in Rumbek, and she spent two nights in Rumbek. That is confidence for a British minister to come and spend the night in Rumbek. Also, the Norwegian minister, Hilda Johnson, also went and spent a night in Rumbek. The special envoy of President Bush came with a large delegation of more than 10, that is Senator John Danforth, and he spent a night in Rumbek. So, Stephen, the war is going fine, but we need more support from you. You said you talked about the NIF human rights violations, and you also said that Human Rights Watch and maybe other human rights organizations have said that the SPLM, SPLA also violated human rights. We, as a movement, SPLM, SPLA, by definition, we are a human rights movement. We went to the bush in 1983 because our human rights were violated by the government of Sudan, by various governments that have come and gone in Khartoum. That is our self-definition. We cannot, therefore, as a matter of policy, violate the human rights of our citizens. Far from it. It is our responsibility to protect the human rights of our citizens. That's why we fight. Now, are there human rights violations in the movement? We are commanding an army of volunteers of not less than 70,000 men. And in a war situation, and especially in a guerrilla situation like ours, from time to time you will find commanders that may engage in human rights violations. The important thing is to put in place mechanisms for correcting the violations of human rights whenever they happen. And we are doing precisely that. As I talked before about track 3, you cannot achieve track 3, peace through development, if there is instability in the countryside. And human rights violations would result in insecurity and instability. Those areas where there is insecurity and instability, like in Upper Nile, for example, where there is a great deal of anarchy as a result of the split of 1991, is where we have very little development. The 3,000 primary schools I talked about before are in Equatoria and Bahr al-Ghazal. And one of them gets lost. What do? You go and look for that one lost sheep. I will make a small amendment. You got to take care of the 99. تعملهم اوش عشان ما يفوت كمان وانت بيشوف الواحد. Thank you.